I'm Carolyn, and I want to talk to you today about how you can become part of the Recyclers team and help us to make the world a better place. But first, there. Now I have a beverage container that's ready to be recycled. Did you know that beverage containers like these often end up in a place they shouldn't go? Yes, it's true. Sometimes people just throw them away and they end up in a landfill. What a waste! Beverage containers like these are worth money. And more than that, they can be used to make brand new things that are really useful to all of us. When these beverage containers are recycled, instead of being thrown away, it's way better for the earth because it saves room in the landfill, which means there's less CO2 going into our air from all that decomposing garbage. And you know, that's a really good thing because too much CO2 in our atmosphere is not good for our climate or for our planet. Also, smaller landfills means there's more room for plants and animals out there in the world. There's lots of different kinds of materials that can be recycled, and many of the beverage containers that we drink from every day are recyclable too. Have you ever been to a bottle depot? At the bottle depot, they sort the different kinds of beverage containers and send them off to be recycled into useful products that you might find surprising. Yes! Not only do they sort all the beverage containers that you bring from your recycling bins to the depot, they also pay you money for returning them. Did you know that large containers that hold more than 1 liter are worth 25 cents? And smaller containers that hold 1 liter or less are worth 10 cents each. And that really adds up. Now, I'd like to introduce you to a team of very special recycle bots who are working hard to help keep the different kinds of beverage containers out of landfills and turn them into useful new products for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen of all ages, let's give a big Planet Earth welcome to the Recyclers. Each one of this cool group of recycle bots specializes in recycling a different type of beverage container. Let me tell you about them. First up, we have Smelter. Now, Smelter looks a little like a steam-powered chicken, and what she loves to feast on isn't chicken feed. It's aluminum cans. Smelter works hard, using a process called smelting, to melt down all those used aluminum containers and turn them into metal ingots and brand new cans of all sizes, just like these. Did you know that aluminum is a metal that can be recycled over and over forever? So Smelter is really proud of all the products she's able to produce from her beverage containers. Next up, we have the recycle bot known as Hydro. What he loves more than anything else are used milk cartons and juice boxes. Hydro has another name for these beverage containers. He calls them Tetra Paks. Tetra Pak. That must be recycle bot for delicious. After Hydro eats the Tetra Paks, they go to his spinning midsection, which is kind of like a big washing machine. Yeah, if washing machines were located in the tummy of a giant robotic ape guy. The process of mixing the Tetra Paks with water and then spinning them all around really quickly separates the paper, and it floats out to the top of the water. This is called hydropulping, but it gets recycled into all kinds of useful new products, like these. Now it's time to introduce you to Crash, a recycle bot that just loves to process glass beverage containers. With his big elephant-sized feet, he stomps all that tough, thick glass into small pieces and then hoovers it up his trunk where it's turned into even smaller pieces that end up looking like fine, glittery sand. This glittery sand-like substance is then melted and spun into something brand new. Can anyone guess what that new recycled glass product might be? Did you guess? Yes, all those beverage containers can be turned into fiberglass insulation, which is a kind of sharp and scratchy product. So I'm using gloves to pick it up. Did you know that this new product helps keep our homes warm in the winter and cool in the summer? Pretty, cool, eh? Next up, I'd like to introduce Crystal. She's our recycle bot in charge of making new things from colored plastic beverage containers, just like this milk jug, or any other plastic beverage container that isn't perfectly clear. After she gathers all those containers, they move upwards into her pink, crab-like shell, where they get really, really hot, and are transformed through a process called crystallization into these plastic crystal beads. Did you know that it takes 375 4-liter milk jugs to make one new lawn chair? Now it's time to introduce you to Shredder, our recycler of clear plastic beverage containers. Now this guy uses a process called flaking to make one of my favorite things from the recycled bottles that he shreds up and eats. Any idea what that might be? Yep. After he shreds up all that plastic with his amazing dino raptor claws, he eats the pieces and melts them in his midsection. Then he spins out brand new, soft and warm, polyester and fleece fabric, just like the fleece vest I'm wearing right now. This is a really comfortable vest. You'll notice it doesn't look at all like plastic, and it sure doesn't feel like plastic. I bet if you go home and look at the labels on some of your jackets and shirts, you might see polyester or fleece written there. And if you do, there's a good chance you'll find you've also been wearing recycled beverage containers. And so, last up we have REBAR. She's sleek, she's strong, she's quick, and she loves to recycle bimetal cans. Now this is a bimetal can. If you look inside, you can see that there's a special steel coating all over the inside of these cans. That's there to help keep the contents fresh for a long time. To recycle these cans, REBAR eats them like popcorn, and then they are melted in her super hot onboard furnace. After that, they're turned into bimetal ingots like this one. Ooh, it's still pretty warm. After the ingots are processed, they can be used to make new things like car parts and even the metal rods used to stabilize concrete. These rods are called REBAR, just like our recycle bot. See that rebar there? That's just like this piece. And it's used to strengthen the new concrete and prevent it from cracking or breaking. This group of recycle bots, along with their helpers, are known as the recyclers. And together, they're helping to make your school, your city, your province, your country, and yes, our world, a better place. The recyclers are looking for some new recruits, and that's where you come in. Do you think you might be able to help them by recycling beverage containers where you live and go to school? We would love to have you on the team. But first, we need to test your knowledge so we know you can help us get the right containers to the right recycle bots. So, here's a quick review. There's Smelter. She eats aluminum cans and makes new aluminum cans. Then we have Hydro, who loves juice boxes or Tetra Paks and makes recycled paper products from them. He's followed by Crash, who can't get enough of those crunchy glass containers so he can make fiberglass insulation. Here's Crystal, who scoops up all those old milk jugs and colored plastic beverage containers so she can make things like benches and lawn chairs. This fellow is Shredder. He turns all those clear plastic beverage containers into soft, fluffy fabric. And finally, we have REBAR, with her bimetal crunching jaws that turn old beverage containers into, you guessed it, REBAR. So, now it's time to return the presentation to your in-class team, so you can show us how well you know all this beverage container recycling information. And then, you can become one of our team of recyclers and help us to make the world a better place, one beverage container at a time.